Yes, feels great to be back. You want to say a lovely day to talk sports on this amazing platform. So much making the rounds, especially in the world of football, with focus on the ongoing Euros. We've seen Cristiano Ronaldo. A conversation in the studio just before we came in front of the camera is that Ronaldo seems to have the body and the stamina of a 23-year-old. At 29, Ronaldo is still playing at a very highest level. Where is Mikel Obi? Where is Mikel Obi and a couple of other players who also started where Lionel Messi and Ronaldo were at the top of their game, especially in the under-20s and the under-17. My name is Matthew Kugbe, setting the tone for what promises to be an exciting episode. We'll be looking at stories from the home front. Rangers are champions of the NPFL, no news. And not to forget the old conundrum around Victor Osimhen, as well as the resignation of Finidi George as the gaffer of the Super Eagles. We have Farouk in the house as well as Bolu, and together we are set to sail. Stick around.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering why I had to tear my shirt. Come with me. I was hanging with my guys just before the live game. As a sharp guy, I decided to give BetKing's Bet Builder a try. I created my own bets like a boss and got confirmed odds. Then, the Gege moments. My bet won! And the rest, as they say, is history. Sign up today and grab 1 million naira welcome offer. That big win feeling, that's BetKing.
Yes, you're welcome back. If you just joined us, you haven't missed much because we are just getting started. It promises to be a loaded package. You want to stick around. I must say you should stick around because Bolu has a lot to talk about, as well as Farouk. No thanks to one player that we respect so much, Victor Osimhen's tantrum on social media in the course of the week. Bolu, feels good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be here again. It's just that I left the studio last week before the old drama with the Finidi resignation and Victor Osimhen, and you were 100% right about Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think that guy is 39. He needs to tell us what the problem is that is making him feel younger. But the Euros is generating the buzz that is expected. Hopefully, Africa Cup of Nations gets to rise to this level very, very soon. Good to be again on this beautiful, beautiful day.
And Farouk was saying Badika the Salah to you, and we must say to the viewers, Farouk brought some Salah meat for us.
He delivered.
He delivered. He delivered. It's good to have you back.
All right, feels good to be back. Yeah, a lot of rest as far as I'm concerned, but I wish that I had more because I still feel as if I'm still in that festivity period. But it's good to be here because I want the best course for you to come and talk sports. There's no holding back, and I can just not wait to talk about so many things troubling my own mind as far as Nigerian football is concerned. Honestly, we need to set the pace and let people know that things should not be done this way, especially this social media trend or happy guys.
Yeah.
Not about just the players alone. Even journalists also needs to conform with the normal.
Yes. Let's start with the resignation of Finidi George. As soon as it was mentioned that a technical advisor will gaffer the Super Eagles going forward, we knew that the most apt thing for a coach that knows his onion to do is to tender a resignation. And Finidi George didn't disappoint in that regard. He said he has had enough, that he wished the NFF and the Super Eagles the best of luck.
Well, I saw the video of Ibrahim Musa Gusau, the NFF president, immediately after the meeting, saying, okay, what we'll do, we'll tell the next person who is going to take over. I knew something was wrong. He didn't want to mention that he's going. He just said, okay, the next person that will take over. The going for. I knew something was wrong. That Finidi was a gunner. But where their problem, I said it from beginning. I don't think NFF wanted Finidi from the onset. In fact, I think they wanted a foreign manager from the onset. That's probably why they didn't give people like Amunike. We're not going to agree for anybody in quotes. They didn't feel like these guys. Remember when Michael Lindsay said, no, I don't want this contract. This is what I want. Oh, this guy will be in trouble. Push him aside. Oh, Finidi is one that's been part of the setup. It's someone I think we can push around. Let's give him the job. Then, if you didn't want him anymore, it means nothing. Say it to him point blank. You guys sat down together and have a meeting. According to the statement attributed to Finidi George, said nobody told him anything. That the meeting they had, they didn't say they were going to let him go. That it was a call that told him on his way back home that, guy, did you read the communique? He said he had to pack, go through it, because how do you have a manager and say you still want to employ a technical advisor? And we all know when you hear technical advisor in Nigeria, that's the boss. It reminds me of what happened between Ghana. That's talking about Chris Hughton and Otto Addo. Said Chris Hughton is a technical advisor. No, they use director or something like that. Then Otto Addo was good. But when they came to the Africa Cup of Nations, we knew who the boss was. At the World Cup, we knew who the boss was. So I think he said he waited for about 2 days. Since nobody said anything, I believe it's time for me to go. Yes, there were problems surrounding it, but I think he should have been treated with much more respect than what he did. And like you rightly said, he did what every sane person should do. You don't want me anymore, the best thing is to leave.
Farouk, before we come to the tantrums from Victor Osimhen, your take on Finidi George's time as the gaffer of the Super Eagles and his resignation?
It's unfortunate, honestly, because I said it back here that I don't see anything coming out good as far as the appointment is concerned. It was a selection, number one, and also he was put there to fail, and they didn't do him any good because now, just after 2 games, how do you explain that this man was the coach of Super Eagles? What was his time all about? What did he achieve? Nothing. It has seen somebody that was making that trajectory upward was just set aback. Personally, it's going to be very, very deluded. He's going to be confused. He needs to find time to also reflect and pick himself up. Most of this blame, yes, on Finidi, but honestly, the NFF did not help him. For me, immediately, we saw that presser from the communicator at the interview.
Yeah.
From those guys, we knew what was going to happen. And if you're going to do that, it's just fear for you to discuss that with the person in charge. Guy, this is where we're going to. We know you can do this, but we need someone to assist you. That was a mistake they made right from time. And then you go behind him, agree, and people were calling him where he was that this is what's going to happen. And they said they waited for them for 2 days. That is sad.
No response,
as much as he has failed in his own position, I think the NFL not cover themselves in glory. And for me, this guy is just a sacrificial lamb for all of these failures. And it's unfortunate. I just hope that he finds time to reflect and pick up his career back because they might not be going back for him as far as that job is concerned. Just 2 games, and it's already out of reckoning. It's so sad.
Bolu, they say the internet never forgets, and one aspect of this whole conundrum that won't be going away anytime soon is the rant of Victor Osimhen, the very disrespectful rant of Victor Osimhen on social media to the person of Finidi George and 2 Nigerians. What do you make of this, and what do you think needs to be done at this time?
Well, the first thing, the support I saw for Victor Osimhen just shows why we are where we are, why we are who we are, because I'm trying to pick up sense from what he did. My conclusion is that thing had nothing to do with the reported quotes. I think, first of all, Finidi or NFF or anybody need to sue the guys that put up the fake story, because there was nowhere that they could prove it that he said this thing. There's no video evidence, no audio evidence, no interview, nothing. And they came up with the quote. Then you yourself, based on the rant, you say, oh, I chatted Finidi at some point. So it means you have constant communication with him. You could speak with Finidi in private. You could speak with the NFL president in private. You have contact with other players. You could have called up something. Boss, this is that. You didn't say anything, decided to go online. Then he said it point blank. I don't care if not true or no be true. It means he knows that this story is probably not true, but in reality, he really messed up 200%. And I saw a quote from someone that I loved, that there should be a code of conduct from the NFF. If there is, I think this should be a sanction of disrespecting, calling him out, Finidi, blah, blah, blah. He has not achieved 20% of what Finidi achieved as a player. We are not talking about age or whatever, and even as a player in terms of career, it's way back. There is no sense in everything Victor Osimhen said in that interview.
Farouk, if I were to be in the position of those close to Victor Osimhen at this time, we expect that in less than 48 hours after that was put out, you tender a public apology. Have something, put it out there on your social media handles for Nigerians. At this time, that would have at least a little bit subtle the mind of Nigerians to say, okay, he is remorseful. But the young man stood his ground, and as we speak, he is here to apologize, and we await what the Nigeria Football Federation, the step they would take to curb this going forward.
Well, I'll be very mindful about my comments here because honestly, I'm more of an old school than what we see right about now. And it's not even saying, it does not make any sense. I would have loved to use those languages one wants to use it, but just because we want to be TV friendly and not go beyond limits, I'll just try as much as possible to say it this way. Number one, Osimhen does not have any right whatsoever to go out there on social media and rant against anyone. And if you care to listen, I said it yesterday and I'll say it today again that it wasn't about Finidi.
And you might also be saying it twice on public holiday. Yes.
That this guy disrespected not just Finidi, not just the NFF, his own teammates, the coaches, journalists, everybody was saying, I don't know. I don't even know if, because we see a musician that is just like a portable that talks anyhow. What's the difference between him? And that guy,
no,
you went through the rough.
I only hear
You
that.
went through the rough to get to where you are. And this is what you can do at the age of 23 or 24 years. What has been achieved?
Your level.
And then the World Cup, you have not qualified us for it. Nations Cup, you didn't win it for us. You were the reason why we failed at Nations Cup. Let us say it the way it is. How many chances did you miss? You are now
more than anybody.
You are now doing like the poster boy. You now have the effort to talk to a guy that qualified Nigeria for 2 World Cups when you were born. That was when 98. That was when he was born. And Finidi already achieved that height. Coming out to call your coach Finidi, not just once. Come on, that is disrespect. Can he do this at Napoli? He was abused, was mocked on social media.
Not once, not twice in Napoli.
This guy didn't come out to say anything. And he was going free, like a free bird. It wasn't even asked to stop.
Bolu, Farouk, I'm still coming to you. Bolu, what should be the steps at this time? What must the NFF do? Especially to Victor Osimhen, because this must not be allowed to slide. We must set a precedent going forward. Or else, I remember I said on one platform that, are we expected to wait until he slaps the NFF president, Ibrahim Gusau, before he is reprimanded? At this time, what must be done to Victor Osimhen? I said something. I said, I would rather watch Nigeria not qualify for the World Cup. It was painful, than watch a Victor Osimhen return to that team without any form of remorse.
The truth is, let's start this way. Does the NFF even have a code against indiscipline? Because we said every time you call up players stroll into camp whenever they want. Even this last call-up, camp opened on Saturday. Many players, about 8 of them, got to camp on Tuesday, Wednesday. So I don't even think there's disciplinary measures in the NFF. There has to be some. Because he will insult the next manager that comes out to say, I can't beg players to play for me.
Is it wrong to say that?
Yeah.
There's no manager should beg a player to play for you naturally. So there has to be discipline. Either fine, which many said it doesn't make any sense, because it will be a slap on the wrist for them, or suspend him maybe for a month. The truth is the best player or the best number 9 in Nigeria, no doubt. But without Osimhen, Nigeria have succeeded. Before he started playing, Nigeria have qualified for tournaments. When he retires, or if he doesn't, the AFCON, he didn't come. Nigeria still went on to play at that tournament. Interestingly, we are blessed with loads of strikers. So I think there has to be a sanction.
Interesting. Farouk, I remember, let me take you back to 2012. En route to the 2013 AFCON, the Super Eagles were camped somewhere in Port Harcourt. They were training at the UGA Swene Stadium then in Port Harcourt. And I believe I was privileged. That happens to be my early days. Still in school, but still trying to find my ways around the journalism. Blessed memory, my brother Felix Okugbe was around, and I was privileged myself and a few of my other cousins went with him to cover the Eagles. My first time of watching Coach Finidi, late Coach Finidi, Stephen Keshi relate with the players. I remember there was a turn Isiano Boabuna wants to do in the course of the training, and he couldn't perfect it. And in the full glare of the media, it was an open day. Stephen Keshi told him, in the presence of everybody, that when we say 3 people they do at the same time, why would you be able to turn? You can't even turn because you do 3 at the same time. I'm telling you, my guy, go and sit down. It was embarrassing to those of us that were there. And Amadou is Stephen Keshi. That is how they relate with the players. And I tell you, the player took it with a pinch of salt and started running again. A Victor Osimhen or the generation of players we have at this time
Coach, no follow me
would have gone out of the pitch and even throw their jersey at the manager.
It's simple. Social media. Then there was nothing like that. It was just coming into existence, especially here in this country. 2012, that's way time back. And I feel that it's not even his fault. It is those that support him with all of their mind blind on social media. I'm not going to regret saying this. I can watch it anywhere in the world. I don't get anything from anybody.
Yes.
I just go out there and do my own job because whatever I earn is more than enough for me. I will not go to Supervisors Cup and start begging for an interview from players that are supposed to make themselves ready and able for us.
Yes.
You run after them, they embarrass you on social media, they become friends and you start worshipping. I can't go against them. That is the reason why Osimhen has grown to this level. He feels that there's some guys that can always be there for him. You pay their bills and they start, run after him. He did something terrible and people are still going after him, covering, everything he's doing. But I just feel that it's not on us. It's not on the journalists. It's on the NFF to know exactly what is right for them to do. No English player can try this. Even the likes of Maguire, the likes of Saka, we are abused even to death points. These guys never went on social media and started abusing anybody.
Yes. Justin Bulu, I know we have a lot to say, but let's go on a quick break. And when we return, we'll still be talking the Super Eagles, the possibility of having a world-class technical advisor to gaffer the team going forward. Stick around, it's still Football Bankers.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering why I had to tear my shirt. Come with me. I was hanging with my guys just before the live game. As a sharp guy, I decided to give BetKing's Bet Builder a try. I created my own bets like a boss and got confirmed odds. Then, the Gege moment. My bet won! And the rest, as they say, is history. Sign up today and grab 1 million naira welcome offer. That big win feeling, that's BetKing.
Now, let's look at the possibility of getting a world-class technical advisor for the Eagles going forward. I'm of the opinion that our homegrown coaches must prove themselves. They must cut their teeth, especially at the very highest level of coaching, before they are saddled with the responsibility of coaching the Super Eagles. I saw Pizarro gaffer the Eagles, and you could see some semblance of what we should do to better the team going forward. He's not a perfect manager, but I think we should have been able to build on the template he set for the team going forward. Bolu, at this time, a new man comes in, a foreign technical advisor, no longer a Nigerian. What are the expectations?
Well, the first thing is we cannot afford a world class. That one is almost like my problem with the NFF is I'd rather have another Nigerian than have a nobody in quotes in terms of talking. Check a Pesero's profile before coming on board. He was coaching Minos and he was being sacked 3-6 months into his job, less than a year and the likes. General's biggest achievement that I saw to us was I gave Zinedine Zidane his debut. So the problem is we don't even get the elite. We don't get the best of them. Maybe due to finances, or we just look at what Wenger and Eriksson said, that they told him they will split his salary into 3. He will take 1%. Yeah. So that has always been the problem. But whoever we get, there still has to be a code, because no matter the Nigerian that came on board, the only person that nobody tried nonsense with, even the NFF, was Stephen Keshi. Because Keshi has been like that from his playing days. But every other Nigerian from the underage game that called, the level of disrespect we give to them, you tell them you scrutinize their lineup, you tell them this and that. So that has always been the problem. But for a foreign manager, they give them free will. Until Genedro had problems with NFF, he had the free will to work. So whoever is coming in, there has to be some laid down rules. There has to be targets. Remember, Genedro was not even giving any target at AFCON. They just said, go there and play well. I'm like, what's the meaning of play well? So there has to be set targets. Now, if we end up not qualifying for the AFCON or for the World Cup, people will come back that is feeling the deal. Forgot that Pesero started the thing. But whoever is coming on board, first of all, there has to be a track record. Either how we plays or he has a record of wins or thereabout. Then what are we doing? Do you want him to qualify a must for the World Cup, or he should lead us to AFCON glory? If there are no targets, we will still come back here in the next 4 years and talk about the same thing.
Farouk Wasa, you take us home on this. Getting a foreign technical advisor, who comes to mind at this time, and what should we be looking at? The NFF said they don't have money, that's why they settled for an homegrown coach, and now the money is available to get one foreign technical advisor. Where are we headed?
I don't even know. Because whoever comes in, even Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, they are not starting off qualifying. It's a different environment entirely. A lot of issues are wrong with African football, particularly Nigerian football, even though we are one of the biggest as far as African football is concerned. But it's just unfortunate that we failed to do the right thing at the right time. We were saying it. What exactly do you guys want? It took you guys 3 months after the Nations Cup to appoint a coach, and it took you just 2 days to sack him after he failed. That is how serious we can be. Honestly, but as far as I'm concerned, I've always said it. It's not as if I don't like homegrown talent. It's not as if I don't like our own people. But the point is, we don't respect our own people. And most importantly, our own people also don't put themselves in that position where they'll be respected. Look at Manu Garba, off and on. They'll call him tomorrow again, they'll come, they'll sack him next tomorrow. So these guys don't even know exactly what they want to do. They just want to be there, whether they're pushing them or say, we'll give you 20,000, we'll slash it by 4, you take half, we'll do this. That is what has been happening. I just feel whoever they want to bring in, target is very important. 6 games is left. Can you win them all? Or, okay, just come in, let's see what we can do. If we can still qualify, fine. If we don't qualify, no problem. But there needs to be a blueprint of exactly where do we want our football to be. This is not club football. This is not secondary school football that we just say, hey, guys from university in my department, bring them together and play. And we scatter again. That's what they are doing with our football. And it's not right. But foreign manager actually is a solution for now until we can also have coaches that can match up with those guys. Yeah. I'm could have done that. They have given that chances. I have that chance. But unfortunately, we don't give our own people that respect and what they deserve as far as salary and also that face is concerned.
Yes, we're looking at the standings in Group C. At this time, it's not looking good for Nigeria. We'll be chasing, I wish you don't see that. Yes, we'll be chasing three teams. You want to beat South Africa to ensure they don't sojourn. Rwanda is there winning somewhere. You want to stop Rwanda. Benin is there winning somewhere.
Our hope is still in our hand. You know why? The three teams ahead of us, we are playing them 4 times. They are playing, apart from that, we are playing them 4 times. If you can beat those 4 games, then I think we'll be home and clear.
Wow. And your take?
Yeah, it's the truth. They are not that far. It just shows how poor all of us have been in
the group. Yes.
Nigeria 4 games, 3 points, and the top of the group, 3 of them have 7 points. Like I said, beat all of them because they will still play themselves round. Either they beat each other or they play draw. So our fate somehow will still in our hands. We are praying for them to draw each other. But are we going to win our 6 games? That's $1 million question.
Wow. It's been plenty of fireworks at the ongoing Euros 2024 with Ronaldo, Mbappe. These guys with plenty of expectations in their shoulders. But thus far, they've shown the glimmers that is expected of high-profile players. We'll be looking at the focus in the Euros at the other side of the show. Let's talk the Euros now. We're looking at fixtures going down today. The top teams are also on the card. Let's talk one game you expect plenty of fireworks. Turkey up against Portugal. We saw the Turkish team. Their first game, they lost their first game, I believe.
They won
they won their first game. And the Portuguese, we saw their first game. They shown that tournament mentality up against Turkey, Bolo.
But both of them, the first game they had was very exciting. Turkey played against Georgia, who put them under lots of pressure, but the third goal was comical. The keeper came out to score. But against the Portugal side, who were dubbed one of the favorites in the tournament, yes, they won by 2-1 in the first game. But if you saw the game, you know the difference between checking scores and watching a game. They were a proper tournament side, played well, were calm, cool-headed until they finally got their winning goal. Portugal are definitely still favorites for this one, but Turkey are definitely going to put them lots of pressure, especially the young Real Madrid star Arda Güler, who became the youngest debutant to score at the Euros, beating Cristiano Ronaldo's record. Now he's coming up against the same Ronaldo. It's definitely good to be interested in Canada, but I'm definitely putting my money on Portugal to pick up 3 points.
Farouk, let's talk Belgium up against Romania.
Let's just beg Lukaku to come with the scoring, but honestly, they dominated the last game against Slovakia.
Yes. And they lost. It was painful.
You know, goals were chalked.
But two goals
correctly, as we said. Forget how the build-up of the goal was, but it was not a goal in truth. But Lukaku needs to find a way to start scoring. Last tournament as well, before now, he was missing so many chances. He has started in that same vein right about now. But Belgium are not the Belgium of the past. You know, De Bruyne is aging. A lot of players are aging. But I still feel they have enough to top that group. Unfortunately, they have not been able to do that. I remember won their first match 3-1 convincingly against their opponent, against all odds, will stand a very big threat against them. And I think that it's Belgium's game to lose.
Farouk, Bolu, let's look at Sunday's game, Switzerland up against Germany.
That's definitely $1 million match. I don't think anybody, especially in Germany, would miss that match. Yes. Germany, anyone who wins this game definitely qualifies for the next round already. Yes. And Germany scoring 5 in the first game. There is no better way to start a tournament. A team that are building themselves back to the level we know them to. Then scoring 5, they are definitely surging high. I will be shocked if they don't score at least 3 goals in this game. Switzerland will pose a big threat. They will play well. They will score. But I think Germany will definitely win this one. The only thing you can be certain for in this game is probably both of them will get to score goals. But for win, I think the home side are still picking up 3 points.
Farouk, Scotland up against Hungary. Where should I put my money?
Well, I think Scotland are hungrier than hungry, so to speak, because of how they managed to qualify for the Euros. But unfortunately, they played their first match against the hosts. Expectedly, they lost a man, lost by 5-1. And I think gradually they're trying to find their footing. Yes, this Euro Cup is different. You know, even when you finish with 3 points, you can still qualify because of the format. And that's what they'll be hiding at this point in time. For Hungary, well, I think they've not started quite well. You know, were bashed in their first match. Second match was also not fair for them. So I feel that Scotland should take this one against Hungary if they are also hungry enough against them.
It will be Albania up against Spain, and Croatia will be filing out against Italy. That will be after this break. Stick around. Yes, we're still talking the Euros, and this time we're looking at Monday's fixture. You expect Spain to come out and play against a side like Albania.
Well, with 3 goals and a clean sheet in the first game, I don't expect anything less for the Spaniards than this one. And the young Yamal is yet to score in the tournament. He wants to make history to become the youngest goal scorer ever. I think Spain should do enough to pick up 3 points. Albania tried against Italy. They may try against Spain, but they'll still collect.
And Croatia up against Italy?
That's going to be a decider because we know Spain outrightly have been very convincing. Italy also won, but Croatia, too many old players there trying to buy house on the high. And they're also very good when it comes to tournaments. I don't know how they do it.
But I also think the Croatian team will struggle with transition.
Of course,
because at this time you have a whole generation of players. And
they actually know.
I can't find any new talent that I've not seen in the last 3 years.
They always find a way to replace them. I remember then when they came to 96, live of the Shuka Boban, they were also the same players at France 98, and then we begin to see likes of Perisic, Modric, and they are still there at this point in time. They don't really have that, players that you want to say they are like Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe like, but they are always a proper team. They do things right, they always get a very good result. Look at the last tournament they have been to, Euros, World Cup, always get into the final 4 or even final 8. And they might not be able to do that at this point in time because of their aging squad, but trust me, in terms of regeneration and also replacing these players, they will do that conveniently. But this tournament, it's not been so easy for them, so to speak.
Yes, we're almost at the final laps of the show. We'll be talking transfer. A couple of players will be moving, but we'll focus on our own Victor Osimhen. Will he be going to Arsenal? Will he stay at Napoli? Or will he be joining PSG? I was signing out with this Nigerian player moving to Sevilla, becoming the first player, Ojuke, now in Sevilla.
Well, we have a lady in the Sevilla female team.
Yes.
Now we have another man in the male team. Chirele Ojuke is one of the brilliant wingers we have. Hopefully, he gets his head right. He gets to play well and he hits his numbers. He may have a return back to the Super League. I think it's a very brilliant move. A
very brilliant player anytime, any day. I was one of those who supported his inclusion in the Super Eagles at some point, and now he has been frozen out with hope that he would be able to garner the strength to play his way back to the team. We're having a new gaffer, also an opportunity for other new players to be given considerations. That's the size of the show for today. Bolu, I've really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it's been a great day at this one of the few times myself and Farouk have synergy on
absolutely.
It just shows if you're mature enough up there as well. On some discussions, we need to say the truth, and it's been a brilliant show today.
And Farouk.
Absolutely fantastic show any day, anytime, and I'm very, very glad that to be here again. And honestly, I try and find my peace after the show, but definitely the Euros have been very, very helpful. And for the Nigerian players also moving from one left, right, and center, which will be best. For the person coming in, let us start afresh. Forget all these players. They never do anything for us. Let's start afresh. Pick on merit.
Wow, picking on merit is highly imperative. Those who are showing consistency should be given the opportunity to come play for the Super Eagles. As for the Euros, we'll continue to enjoy ourselves. You want to say we're not missing club football at this time because you want to say a replica of what you see week in, week out is what has been obtainable at the Euros thus far. We hope some point the African Cup of Nations would get to that rank where every games would be highly competitive with spectators all around the stadium. My name is Matthew Okube. We hope we'll do this again next week with another loaded episode. Bye for now.